Okay, let me know if you can hear me now. Apologies for that. Technical issues again on my streaming. I apologize for that. So I will start again. Thank you, Artie. Thank you, Shah. Welcome to Life with Leila. My name is Leila Singh, and I'm a life leadership, career, and personal brand coach. And I work with career professionals, typically in the tech industry, who are wanting to elevate their life and their career to create a life of freedom and choice through overcoming self imposed limitations and create new possibilities by redefining success in work and in health and relationships and so much more. What I call life leadership. Do let me know if you can hear me. Um, Thank you. Fantastic, RT Sharp. There is a time delay, so I don't know what's going on. But yes, I can see your messages now. So thank you so much. And as I said, welcome each and every one of you who is catching this live today. Do say hello in the comments. Let me know where you're watching from. Otherwise, if you're watching on replay, then hashtag replay in the comments and let me know where in the world you are. So today, before I kick off my topic, which I think is quite pertinent to the time of year, I wanted to share with you a few of my beliefs and philosophies on life and kind of alluding to why I do what I do. And also these are things that I will reflect in some of my lives and topics that I share here on LinkedIn, on Facebook, on YouTube. So number one, hard work is simply not enough when it comes to advancing your career. Your personal brand is your professional reputation. So get out there and create it. Number two, we are the creators of our own self-imposed limitations. We're the ones that hold ourselves back. Number three, we create our own reality and experiences through our lens of the world, our thoughts, our beliefs, and our actions. And therefore, we get to change that. Number four, we can do anything we set our mind to. Anything really is possible. Number five, work can be both fulfilling and fun. It's all about perspective, being open to change, taking risks, and most importantly, not just chasing the money. Otherwise, you find yourself simply spending at least a third of your life being unfulfilled, unhappy, and frustrated to be able to pay the bills and live for the weekends. And that's not what life has to be. Number six, most people are playing a small game, living a life of average, when in fact you can play full out and choose a life of extraordinary, creating possibilities and opportunities way beyond your imagination. And this is what I work with my clients to create. So today's topic, holidays over and back to school. It's the start of September. Kids are heading back this week. Your children might be going off to a new college, to university, or they might have graduated and are now looking for their new job, or in fact starting their new job. So the summer holidays have flown by. Some of us have managed to have some downtime, and whether that's abroad or staying at home. And many have been juggling work responsibilities with having young kids at home for the holidays. But throughout all of that, maybe you gave some thought whilst enjoying the sunshine and being with your loved ones to what life could be like. Maybe you thought about what would be different, what you'd like to change. And yet that reality seems so far away. And then you tell yourself that when this happens, or when that happens, or when the time is right, I'll make that life a reality. So when is that time? When is that right time for you? Maybe there are areas of your life that you want to improve. It could be your health, your finances. Perhaps it's to do with your career. Maybe you want to get a promotion, change job, even change employer, or perhaps pivot to something completely new. Maybe you're even thinking about setting up your own business and leaving employment. It could be any of these things. Perhaps you're thinking about moving home, changing your environment, the area that you've been used to living in. Or possibly you haven't traveled for a while, you're thinking about traveling again, or you want to do more of it. And these are all things, whether it's your health, finances, your career, your environment, your hobbies, your interests, the things that you keep putting off. And you're putting it off for the right time. But here's the thing, which I think you may know already, there never is a right time. There never is a right time to do something different, to take action, to move forward. There never is a right time. And we can talk about having what's the word I'm looking for? Being a perfectionist. That's what I was looking for. But being a perfectionist and everything's got to be perfect before we can take action. But that's us simply finding reasons not to take action for fear of what people might think, fear of failure, all those fears that come up for us. So yes, we want to do things well, but actually oftentimes it's better to just get out there and do it. And trust me, I'm talking from experience, because I used to think I was a perfectionist, and I've learned there isn't really such a thing as a perfectionist. We like to do things well and take our time and have them right. But what is right? Because what I might think is perfect for me or right for me might not be the same for you. Your perspective on that could be completely different. And therefore, why am I wasting time waiting for something to be right when actually I could get on with it and it will be good enough? And I'm talking about things like, for example, going live on LinkedIn. That was really hard for me at first. This was almost 2 years ago when I first started doing lives. And, I was really struggling. It was easy for me to stand up in front of a room full of people and speak, but not to come on camera. And I kept thinking, when will be the right time? This will be the right time when I've done this and when I've done that. And eventually it was like, just do it. And as you do it, you'll get better at it. You'll improve. Or so I think. I'm sure you could let me know that. But that's the thing. It's once we start to take action, we get to enjoy, we get the benefits of what it is we're doing, and we get to move forward, we get to grow, we get to develop, and we get to improve. And here's the thing, putting things off, like, why do we do that? I had a great personal experience of this. When I say great, it's not great, but it's a good example of why not to put things off. And this was my parents, because my parents were both working, and they talked often about retiring early and being able to go traveling and doing things they hadn't been able to do in earlier years for various reasons, whether it was responsibilities of us being young children, of work commitments, of finances in their younger years when they were first here in the UK. And my dad was studying and going through his education to then start work. My mom was working to keep them both, so there are a number of different reasons why they wouldn't have done certain things earlier on. So they had said, and I remember this growing up, that when they got to a certain age, they would take early retirement and they would go and travel and do things that they would love to do. And my mum then consequently took early retirement at the age of 60. And within 11 months, she was in a wheelchair, unable to walk again, and diagnosed with cancer. So paralysis as a consequence of cancer. And you might be thinking, well, she can still travel. You see people who still are mobile enough to be able to travel and get around and so forth. But there was a lot of complications with her situation, which meant that there was only limited travel she could do. So going on a plane and doing long distance travel was going to be quite challenging for her. So needless to say, she never got to do that. We did manage to travel around the UK, which was great, and make some journeys, weekend trips and so forth. But actually the kind of travel they were talking about, which was further afield, she wasn't able to do. And so it was really disappointing for both of my parents, because they'd had these dreams and these plans that when the time is right, when the kids are grown up and they've left home and they're doing their thing and we've taken retirement, then we'll go do this. And it never happened. They missed out on that opportunity. And it's really sad. I could see the sadness for my mum, because she had, places she really had wanted to go see, and she never got to do that. So the reason I'm sharing this with you is because if there are things that you're putting off, whether it is traveling, whether it's your health game, we're all busy. We all have lots going on. Life can be overwhelming. And now that we've suddenly kicked back into September and the routines are coming back in with work, maybe with school, taking care of the kids and doing all the usual routines that are associated with that. It may be that, okay, well, yeah, I'll look at it at Christmas because that's the next big holiday season. And Christmas is around the corner. It is 4 months away and it will fly. Trust me, this year has flown so quickly. I don't know where it has gone. But what I don't want is for you to get to the end of the year and be thinking nothing's changed and then just continue in the same vein into the new year. So what is it you can do now to start to create that reality that you would like, whatever it might be? And it may be that it's a long game, or it might be that something that you could take into action within a matter of weeks or months. It depends what it is. But think about, just slow down for a moment is what I'm inviting you to do, because I'm seeing, we're speaking to a lot of people at the moment. There's a lot going on for people. There's a lot of overwhelm and activities and responsibilities and things to do. And then it's difficult to really just slow down for a moment, take 5 minutes and really consider, what is it you're creating for your life? What is it you're doing? Are you literally on that treadmill, just spinning plates day to day, week to week, month to month, year to year? And that's okay if you're feeling really fulfilled and happy and satisfied with your life. But if you're not, and if you feel that there are things that are missing, then what is it that you can do? And all I invite you to do is to find 5 minutes in your day, whether it's first thing in the morning, last thing at night, maybe it's at lunchtime, when you're driving, commuting, whatever works for you, to just slow down and just, if you can, if you're not driving, is to close your eyes and just focus on your breathing. Do a little bit of meditation. If you're someone who does meditation already, great. But take that 5 minutes to really slow down to that. Because when we do slow down and create a little bit of quiet space around us, so you could do that while you're driving, just don't close your eyes. Just see what comes up for you. Start to dream, just start to imagine, what is it you want to improve, to change within your life? What do you want to be different? And if it's your health, for example, and you're struggling to invest time in exercising or going to the gym, whatever it is you maybe used to do or you'd like to do, start small. Maybe find a pocket of 5 minutes just to go for a walk or do some stretching or some yoga. And again, I'm talking from experience. I've been struggling with my health now for the last 4 years. And I've had ups and downs. And earlier this year, I pulled my back quite badly. I was really struggling to even be able to move, just to get up and sit down from a chair. And then it occurred again in July. And I was determined not to let that have the same impact it had the first time, which was it prevented me doing so much. And I felt like it was really holding me back. So I found 5 minutes. And actually, in reality, it was probably 12 to 14 minutes a day to start doing some yoga. And it was yoga exercises for my back. And I literally, for the first week, I really struggled with it because I had very limited mobility. But I did that 12 to 14 minutes a day of this little workout program to help to create more flexibility in my back and to strengthen it. But as I did that, it built momentum for me, which meant that I wanted to do more of it because I was experiencing the benefit of doing it. So while I was sat on my yoga mat, I'd complete that workout, that practice, and then I would look for another practice to do another yoga program. And I do that. And I have lots of little ones on the app that I'm using. So I build them up. So I ended up doing about 40 minutes of yoga. And I was doing this every single day, which for me, as a consistent thing, was great. It was a huge accomplishment for me. And then that was from July. And then since then, the momentum has grown. And now I've gone back to joining a gym to go exercise to improve my overall health and well-being. The point I'm making is start small. If we create great big goals for ourselves, they can just add to the existing overwhelm that you've already got, that you're already experiencing. So if it means starting with 5 minutes, maybe if it's travel that you need to start researching or planning, put 5 minutes aside or 10 minutes aside once a week or every day, excuse me, to invest in just making baby steps forward to where it is you want to get to creating those new things. If it's a job, what is it you need to do? Maybe you need to update your CV or your LinkedIn profile. Maybe you need to start talking to people in your network, people that you know, and asking about what opportunities are out there and letting people know that you're in the job market. So what is it for you? But remember, when we look at something as a huge task, it becomes overwhelming. We're less likely to take the steps to do anything. And then we become almost paralyzed and just stay where we are. So what I'm inviting you to do here today is, we've got 4 months to the end of the year. What one thing would you like to improve, develop, change? And what little steps can you start to do to move yourself forward to make that progress? So that's my invitation for you today, is to not leave it and do nothing and get to Christmas and then be thinking about that life that you want to create and setting New Year's resolutions, which often, as I'm sure you're aware, most people give up on mid-January. But instead, let's work towards year end and think, okay, what would I like to improve? And as you might have picked up, for me, it's my health. That's my health game, as my priority between now and Christmas. What is it for you? What is it that you're going to work on and improve? And what little steps can you take from now to start moving forward, however small they are? And if you're feeling like, I can't be bothered, ask yourself this: what if nothing changes? What if nothing changes between now and Christmas? Is that okay with you? If it's okay and you're happy with that, that's fine. But if you're not, then what steps can you take so that by year end you are feeling even happier, more fulfilled, more healthier, more content, more challenged in a new role, for example, whatever it might be? So just slow down for 5 minutes a day and then start to take little baby steps, little actions to move yourself forward. So thank you for joining me today. Thank you for listening. If this resonates with you, let me know what stood out for you, what was useful, and what actions you're going to take. And until next time, remember to elevate your performance, maximize your potential, and create new possibilities by showing up as the best version of you. And if you haven't already done so, then do head over to YouTube. The link will be in the comments shortly. Charlotte will pop that in there for you. Do head over to YouTube and subscribe to my channel. Check out all of the previous lives that I've done there over the last couple of years, as well as all of the podcast interviews in video form, which are there for you to watch and listen to. The interviews are typically with leaders within the tech industry, sharing their career journeys, their challenges, what they've overcome, and the life that they have created for themselves, and show some great strategies and techniques and tips for you. So do check it out and subscribe. And if you haven't already done so, also do grab your copy of the Personal Brand Playbook. The Personal Brand Playbook shares the 6 facets of personal branding that I believe are critical to building a powerful personal brand, showing up as the best version of yourself, being clear on who you are, what you stand for, what you want to be known for, and being remembered for all of the right reasons. So grab your copy of the playbook if you haven't already done so. It discusses all of these facets. It also provides you with a brand assessment, so you can work through that and understand where the gaps are and what you can improve on. And also it shares some strategies and best practices you can take away and implement immediately. So thank you once again for joining me today, and I look forward to seeing you same time, same place next week. Until then, take care and enjoy the rest of your week.